Yesterday, we have an HTML file, a CSS file with just one rule, and a JavaScript file with just a console log, right? Let's make it do at least as much as we had done in CodePen earlier. So part one of the homework was just to make it change the heading on the page, right? So to just make the button change the heading on the page, we know just what to do, don't we? We need to grab that button, so let's save it to a variable. Const button equals, we all know this now, document.querySelector button. Again, I'm not using semicolons this year, but one would go here if you were using them. And I am using single quotes, but double quotes are just as fine. It is good to be consistent, however, and most style guides these days use single quotes in JavaScript. And double quotes most of the time in HTML for your HTML attributes. Again, either works. And also as a general rule, this is not a programming language, HTML. Don't put spaces around the equal sign. It is valid, but nobody does it, and it makes it a little harder to read since they're not on lines by themselves. You do assignment on a line by itself generally in a programming language, but these attributes are typically all in a row, and it makes it kind of hard to read. So there we go. We have a button, and we want to make the button do something, so we have to say, when one thing happens, do another thing, right? How do we do that? Button.what? addEventListener. That's right. First argument is the event we're listening for. We're listening for a click. Next is the thing we want to happen when that click occurs, so we need a function. Let's write a function. Function. Let's just call it handle click. And what's it going to do? We wanted to change the heading, right? So that's an H1. So we can again use query selector. Const heading equals document.querySelector. Just the string H1 ought to do. And then we want to change it. We want to change its text content, right? Just set it to some string. So now in addEventListener, the second argument is simply handle click, not handle click open close parens, right? That would execute it as soon as it parses line 2 and would set the event listener's action to the return value of handle click, which is undefined. Not what we want. We want the actual function itself being passed around like the object that it is. Let's see what happens. Woohoo! We did it. Go us.